Hello everybody, how you doing? I hope you all are doing better than I have been doing. It's been a real rough week on the old Pale Rider. When I left the house Tuesday, went over to the Little Rock Yard, picked up a load, headed to Grapevine, Texas for Wednesday morning. I drove on over to Garland, Texas. We got a yard there, so I stayed over there Tuesday night to be ready Wednesday morning to roll on over to Grapevine. So I was sitting there just sleeping, and about 2:30 in the morning I woke up, felt like I had to go to the restroom. So I rolled over, got up, and the pain just shot down through my stomach all the way down to my groin area. And I said, man, what's wrong with me? Something wrong here. This ain't normal. And so I got dressed, went inside the terminal there, used the restroom, felt a little bit better, came back out, went back to bed, woke up, I don't know, one or two more times with the same problem. And the restroom was helping a little bit, but not much. So I went ahead and delivered my load there over to Grapevine. I didn't have much pain, a little bit of soreness or whatever. I don't know, just what bad pains I was having. So I said, well, something, whatever I had, it must, getting ready to pass or whatever. And I was thinking maybe I have a kidney stone or something and it's not going to pass, or it got stuck somewhere. That's what I thought I had. So I told dispatch when I got empty that I'm not feeling well. I'm going to head on back over to the Garland yard and get some sleep. I was up most of the night messing around with my stomach. So I went back over to the yard, went to sleep, woke up about in the afternoon sometime, 1, 2 o'clock or something. And man, the pain was just almost unbearable. Got up, went inside, used the restroom, felt a little bit better. Back to the truck, tried to lay down. It didn't matter any position I was in pain. I said, well, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get somewhere and take me to the emergency room, because this is not normal. And if it is a kidney stone, I'm going to need some help and help me pass it or whatever. And I went over to Baylor. They sent me over to Baylor Medical Center there in Garland. It was close by to the yard. And I went in there and emergency room, checked me in, and they said, well, it could be kidney stone, and then again it might be something else. They wanted to do a CAT scan. So they ran me to the CAT scan machine, and I was laying back in my emergency room waiting for the results to come back. And the doctor came in and said, well, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, oh, what? He said, well, the good news is you don't have kidney stones. The bad news is you have diverticulosis. I said, I've heard of that before. And he said, yeah, it's when you eat like popcorn or corn and stuff don't digest. It gets stuck in your colon and it'll cause them, whatever he's telling me, it expands the colon, makes it swell up and all that. And I said, yeah, okay, that sounds about right. So they said, well, we're going to keep you overnight, look around, or on the observation ward and watch you, make sure, So they hooked me up to the IVs and gave me antibiotics and everything. Wheeled me down there to the observation room there Wednesday night. And, man, it was just miserable. Couldn't sleep. I kept getting up, going to the bathroom, and, man, it was just miserable. So Thursday day, it wasn't much better. And, they got to come in every hour or something and take your blood pressure and take your temperature, and you can't even get any decent rest in there. So they kept giving me the antibiotics and the IV solution and all that stuff, medicine. So finally on Friday, the doctor came in and said, well, we're going to keep you for a couple more days, or we're going to put you in a regular room. And I said, thank goodness, because this observation ward is just miserable. And wheeled me down, no, later that afternoon, wheeled me down to my private room. Ooh. And I started feeling better then. when they put me in that room there, I started feeling better. Plus, I had all the antibiotics in me, getting that stuff out of my system and everything. And so I stayed there. See, Friday, Saturday, the doctor came in and said, well, we might have to, everything's looking better, and we might have to just go ahead and keep you a couple more days just to make sure. And I said, wow. So Sunday morning she came in there and said, well, I think you can probably go home today. I said, all right, I'll go home. So I don't know what time it was, about 11 o'clock that afternoon, or that morning, Sunday morning, they discharged me. They gave me all my prescriptions, wrote out the prescriptions, gave me all this literature to read on diverticulosis, and I was still feeling kind of, I was good, but good to go out of the hospital anyway. But once I hit that door of the hospital, it feels like not 100% better, but I don't know, maybe 50% or whatever. But that hospital was just crazy. You know how it is if you had any kind of stay in the hospital. So of course last week, what am I saying last week? Anyway, I went over. I called the guy that took me over to there on Wednesday. He's a shop foreman there at the Garland yard. He came back. He took the time out of his day to come back and pick me up at the hospital to drop my prescription off at the CVS pharmacy around the corner, and drove me back to the yard so I could get in my truck. And real nice guy. He came over. He was on his way to, in the middle of church or something. He had his suit and tie on and everything. I said, man, sorry about that. And he goes, oh, man, no bother. You need a way to get back to your truck. I said, yeah. So got back to the truck, started up, it cranked up, it was good. Bobtailed over, got my prescriptions filled up, and I bobtailed all the way to Cabot, Arkansas, to my house. I said, I can't stay in this truck, because the doctor did release me to go to work, back to work till Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And so I'm not staying over here in this truck 3 days, 2.5 days, whatever. So I said, I gotta go home to, get the proper diet, get the proper rest and everything else. So I bobtailed on home. I got home here before sundown. It was like 7 or 8 o'clock, I think. I got home here Sunday night. So that's all I've been doing. Just see, yesterday was Monday. All I did yesterday was just lay around in bed, take my medicine, and today I was out, up moving around. I feel pretty good now, so everything's good to go. I'm gonna go back, get some sleep tonight, get up, bobtail back over to the Little Rock yard, make sure everything's all right, and back on the road tomorrow. And that's why I didn't get a weekly vlog in this past Friday. That was why. And I'm not going to do one this week. I'm going to go ahead and wait till next week to go ahead and catch up on the weekly vlog. So yep, that's why you haven't seen me around much or anything. I've been laid up in the hospital bed. I'm glad that old deal was over. So if you don't know what diverticulosis is, if I can explain it well enough, Google it. It'll tell you what it is and how you get it. So and keep from getting it again. I don't ever want to go through that again. That was pretty bad stuff. So I'm better, and back to trucking and back to some video shooting tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody. This is just a video from my phone. Gonna upload it straight to YouTube here, and that's gonna be it. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everyone ain't going anywhere, and I'll see you at on the next weekly vlog. Thank you.